YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Man, look, this is why comment engagement is so important. So this video is going to be another discussion of one. We're in the spot, I'm sitting, hopefully you can see me well. Got a little bit more light coming from the angle because last time I did this whole Sony A95K, Samsung S95B was a little bit dark. Listen, man, I just had some great comments from the video I posted earlier today. So this is a second shot, an attempt at a double upload for today around television conversation. And so if you didn't see the video earlier, check it out. I was talking to you guys about what my current favorite 2022 model is right now, and it's the C2, undoubtedly. Like, there's nothing else that comes close to being a favorite. Understanding it doesn't mean that it's the absolute best, but it's my favorite TV for my own personal reasons. And so some great dialogue has come from that. One comment I got from a gentleman, I actually pinned his comment in that video. Mustafa Pop 25, he says, and I quote, "You know what? Seeing a comparison made me realize one fact. That fact is you cannot have it all." He says, Sony had the potential to be the ultimate TV for 22, but yet 2 HDMI ports, 2.1 ports to be specific, no DV gaming, no ALLM, no HGIG, and the heatsink is pretty much worthless since it doesn't balance the punch of quantum dot OLEDs, and the brightness is in a meaningful manner. You know, collectively, he feels like it doesn't articulate it as well as the Samsung does. Guys, this is going to be a discussional video, so I'm gonna open up a little bit more about my opinion on these two televisions. He says we also have the S95B. He says awesome TV, yet it lacks the build quality. Tizen sucks, no DV whatsoever, let alone DV gaming. And they cheated everyone with their test patterns. Furthermore, he went to say, I think the right decision is to skip quantum dot OLEDs altogether and to go for LG, A90 or A80. So Sony's last year iterations, LG's last year or this year C or G lineup. He said, and or Panasonic or Philips. So great comment, brother. I appreciate it. When you guys leave long comments, listen, it never bothers me because I do read the stuff. I like to interact. There were some other good comments I want to talk about too, but I couldn't have said that better. I mean, it's exactly how I feel. Me being in my position to buy the TVs, I mean, I'm enjoying the S95B. It's a great TV. The build quality sucks. So one thing I didn't share was, I had a couple of panels, 2 to be specific before the third, where there was some noticeable bends that were just like, no. And then there were multiple people I spoke to, I'm not exaggerating, that in my comments had discussions with me, pretty much wondering like, hey man, should I stick with a bent TV? And I'm like, no, there's no reason you should. Like, it's not supposed to come like that. And it's not to say that LG or Sony doesn't suffer from any type of inconsistencies from a build quality perspective, but when you have something so new, you don't expect that. I mean, this is bleeding edge new stuff. It shouldn't have came out like that. So the build quality is like the biggest downfall for the S95B. Let me just tell you, that is the biggest thing. It doesn't matter how fantastic the picture quality looks, the quality of the panel not being built, Ford tough. I'm just gonna say that. I know some people watch my videos, they're not from the States, but that's kind of like a slogan, from the motor company Ford. Something built Ford tough means it's supposed to be reliable, like their F lineup of trucks. I expected that thing to look reinforced, kind of like the Sony does. The build quality on a Sony looks good, looks really good. Like this A90K that I'm in front of, it, like the back, it just looks straight line, man. That's what you want when you spend that kind of money. The TV has been reduced. Talking about the S95B, it's gonna be a rant, but it's reduced because it should be. I think the TV was overpriced. Let me just tell you guys. And so I couldn't agree more there. Now on the Sony side of things, just speaking to this gentleman's comment, I agree. If TV costs more, and as I said in 2 videos ago when I was referencing these two in Vincent's video, you're paying more for quality, in my opinion. You're not paying more for name recognition. You're paying for the proprietary technology put into it. I feel like it's probably a more tried and true technology. The build quality's more sustainable. It looks like something that, you know, you would take a lot of pride into owning versus the S95B. You get that TV, it looks flimsy as hell, and it's just like, it doesn't look like a premium TV. I'm not talking about what you see when you turn it on, but it doesn't look like it's a TV that you would just look at and be like, yeah, this is creme de la creme stuff. No, it doesn't, and that disappoints me a lot, like a ton. Why there's no Dolby Vision on that TV from a gaming perspective or non, I have no idea. Like, you know, I equally feel like there was an opportunity that was severely missed. And maybe that was with good reason, because maybe that's going to be something that's going to come down the line going forward. Because maybe from their side of it, from a business perspective, maybe they're thinking, we'll wait until we get larger panels. We'll wait until the first iteration where we have us and Sony out there. We'll wait to see if we're going to get LG, which the top three, to buy into it also, so that we'll have the run of the mill more stuff going. But I can tell you that if LG comes out with a quantum dot OLED next year, yeah, yep. So yeah, I couldn't agree more with your comment, and I appreciate that. All right, I want to change directions, and let's like holistically just modify what this is. Let's make this more of like answering questions and having more of a dialogue with you guys. Fepe the Penguin, another regular subscriber, supporter, I thank you for all the energy you put into leaving meaningful comments. You know, you generate a lot of discussion between myself, and I've seen some others comment. He made a comment in which he said he got rid of the C1. You know, and I guess he was saying he gave it to his brother. He said got rid of C1, gave to brother. Okay, for the S95B, zero regrets. You know, so I love it. And he went on to say, now, you know, he was telling everyone last year the C1 was the TV to get. Now, keeping in mind this video, within this video, I'm speaking about the C2 obviously being like my situation. And brother, I actually told you that, you know, I was going to reply to you, but you were actually the motivation behind this video. I'm like, yeah, let me just make the video instead of just leaving the comment there. I'll make the video. You replied, nice. So you know, I agree with you, man. It's been a very long time since I've seen a TV that when I turn it on, it just looks like magic, you know, and that's what the S95 did. You know, the way they put that package together on screen made you immediately, and I'm saying that's like, I had that TV off the jump, right? It made me immediately, you know, not disgusted with the build quality, because looking at the bin that I had with the first panel that I had, I was really disappointed. Of course, you didn't see that because the excitement was there for the TV, and then the magic of editing and so forth. I was able to gain my composure, but I was really pissed off off camera. And then on, you know, it was just a back and forth thing. But turning it on, seeing that Spider-Man, you know, I've said before, red is my favorite color. And it's a color that's manipulated very well out of the box with the Samsung. You see what I did there? I used my words. You have to use your words when you're talking about these TVs. I'm not saying false, I'm just saying it was manipulated. Out the box, the colors do look manipulated. The reds, the oranges, the greens, the yellows, the rainbow pretty much looks manipulated out of the box, and it's done in such a way where it looks so damn good. Makes you forget about anything else that you've ever seen. And that's what you get with the S95B. It is only until you see that, stay on track with me, it's only until you see that out of the box picture about 25 times, and I've said this before, I might have said 23 or some random number. It's about 25 times you have to see that in order for you to be like, okay, this is normal, right? Only then for you to warm the TV up, soft calibrate the TV, you know, tweak some settings, okay? Not going in doing anything too crazy, but just kind of modifying things, warming it up, removing the blue a little bit, that, you know, you start to see the picture quality normalizes, but you do see how superior it is versus prior technology. My prior technology being up to the C2, was blessed to have that right before the S95B. So I could tell immediately that it offered me I won't say a better picture, but a superior picture. And the two words are different. They're similar, but they're different, right? I think the C2 has a better picture because better is very subjective. It's, you know, it's what I like. versus the, they're okay, man. They can talk, it's fine. Versus the S95B being superior. You know, seeing the way that after I've done a soft calibration of that TV, how well the colors and the contrast of everything, it just ties in really well. You can tell that it's designed to augment the picture quality in a superior way versus anything else that's been there. Now, here's the interesting thing when we get down to the Alpha 95K. I think out of the box, it'll do that. That's what it's gonna do out of the box. What you're looking for and what you see as superior with the Samsung 95B, S95B out of the box is not what you will see as your end result TV. It's when you start to soft calibrate or get it professionally calibrated that you really start to enjoy what the real picture looks like, and you see the potentials of the quantum dot OLED. You eventually start to see what the standard OLED is missing. But that Alpha 95K, listen, let me tell you, I'm sitting in front of an Alpha 90K. I own a Samsung S95B. This TV looks better than that TV out of the box. Yes, baby. I'm not trying to stir up or ruffle up any feathers, but it's just the way that this thing pops out of this box. Crazy. It's got me wanting more. I said it on the video 2 videos ago when I was comparing Benson's video. I said this TV and the S95B to me gets me prepared for the Alpha 95K. I want to know what you guys think. Talk to me about that. Let me know what you think at this point of this video. All right, we got another subscriber. Hey, get back in there and wash your hands. Now, Redemption, you said, do you think it's worth upgrading my C9 this year? I was thinking S95B or Alpha 95K around Black Friday, but not sure if I should just wait for the tech to improve next year. I game and watch movies probably 70. Well, he said I game and watch movies probably 70% gaming. Okay, so you game more than anything. You know, so my question to you first is going to be, you know, because we now live in this culture where it's really good what I'm about to say, but at the same time it's changed things. Good job, baby. Great. You know, we live in a time where you can live through others, myself being one of those that you can live through. You can have videos like this where a person like me has purchased certain TVs. I can talk fluidly to the TVs and I can articulate it in a way where you may or may not be able to understand me, but it will help you to, you know, make a decision, right? For the gamer out there, there's two kind of gamers. There's casual gamers and there are professional gamers. I don't think there's an in between. My opinion, right? I'm not a professional gamer. I'm a casual gamer that has a past, right? That was classified as a professional gamer. Because I casually game, you can adjust. People that casually do things can adjust. A person that's left-handed like myself can learn to write with my right hand if I'm forced to or if I practice enough. Input latency is something that you can adjust to, okay? Keeping in mind that something like a TV is something that you own. It's something that you would play in front of. Whatever panel you decide to go to, use or buy, you're not going to be using that panel to play with a person next to you. This is not the arcade days. Like I have my blue to the right of me, my extension cabinet behind me. This is not the day where you will sit next to a person, put your quarters in, and you and that person will be fighting on the same CRT. And this is not a tournament, an evolution, or a CEO or a fighting game competition where you will go and you will face someone on the same screen. That is, number one, proprietary to the genre of fighting games. Number two, people that play shooters competitively, shooters don't have a split screen. It's not a thing anymore. We're not in the era of Xbox where you have 4 people on one screen, 2 people on one screen. Each console shooting game you're playing has one console, one screen, one person. So you personalize, you get what's going to be best for you. Are you a professional gamer? Are you a casual gamer? Any input latency under, I'm going to just throw this number out there and tell you guys, if it's 20 milliseconds or less, it's playable because you can adjust to it really quick, extremely fast. You can. If you're playing a fighting game, it might take you 10 minutes in training room with one of your main characters just to figure out how it feels to execute the moves. It's muscle memory. You guys can do it. Now, when we go to looking at other type of features, We're looking at things outside of input latency. We're looking at response time, refresh rate. All these different things are going to come down to what type of platform you're going to be plugging up to the TV. Are you playing on PC? Are you playing on console? If you're playing on console, then you know majority of what you're going to be doing is 4K 60. If you're playing a competitive game, some of them are 1080, 120. Some of them are 1440, 120 if you're playing on the Xbox. Not many of them are going to be 4K 120. So 144 on the S95B is irrelevant if you're not playing on a PC. When I hooked it up to a PC, and I've done this content on video, I'll card it in right now, and I've done it off video, I had glitches that just were inconsistent. G-Sync didn't work. It did not work 100% of the time. The variable refresh rate, it was kind of shaky. There was some screen tearing, just some weird stuff going on. I digress because I don't really want to go down that rabbit hole. Yes, it's better to do a higher refresh rate, but you just ultimately, you have to answer that question for yourself. Looking at some of the guidelines that I just talked to you about, you make a decision based on that. If you guys got some comments to help this gentleman out, please leave them in the section down below. All right, last talking point. There's another comment. Brandon Rosell, I actually commented to you, and I mean, I feel like, man, it's cool to put this on video. Maybe it'll encourage more dialogue, because the more dialogue, the more I can do. He said, my buddy is looking into a 48-inch TV to go in his room. He's not into gaming, but loves movies. What TV is the best buy? The Sony A95K or the LG C2 or C1? My opinion is going to be the LG C1. He's not into games, but loves movies. I mean, yeah, the Sony is, it's not even arguably, it is the best out of the three in the 48 class. But there is a such thing called diminished return. Number one, it depends on how close you're going to be sitting to this TV. It's 48 inch. I don't know how big his room is. If this is a scenario where he's got TV on the, I don't know, piece of furniture, and he's laying in bed trying to sit up, watch TV at night, 48 is kind of small, man. You know, 55, dare I say 65. 65 might be too large for like bedrooms, but 48 is kind of small in my personal opinion. I'm sitting in front of a 48 right now. 55 does, you know, kind of overpower a little bit, but when I game, I sit about 6 feet away, 5.5 feet away. So the measurement inches to feet that you should be is fine. 48 is perfect for me at this range, where I can actually pay attention to the detail. I think this is perfect for a desk space, but for the bedroom space, I'm not sure, brother. It just really depends on how far you'll be. My recommendation would be with the C1. It's tried and true, still getting firmware updates. It's priced so good, man. Like, I don't see why you wouldn't, you know, consider that TV. And I'm not saying it with any malice, because I know you're asking. But I mean, generally speaking, any person that's looking at a 48-inch C2 should really be looking at a C1. There are not enough upgrades within the C2 to offer you, outside of like the build quality. You know, it's really light, and especially if you're mounting it, but the C1 is definitely the TV I'd be looking at. You can literally get a C1.5 almost, pretty much, almost two C1s. Granted, they were on the sale for $799 US retail for the price of one A90K. It's $1,500 TV. It's not a cheap TV. It's a TV for the enthusiast that knows what they want. So hopefully that helps you make a decision. You didn't respond or react to my comment, which is totally fine, but I felt like, you know, it would be nice to put you in here. All right, guys, this is gonna wrap it up for this video. Hopefully it was enjoyable. Leave a thumbs up if so. This is all about discussion, so please feel free to leave some comments specifically. If you can tailor it down to what I was talking about exactly, that'd be great. And if you got any more questions about anything, leave them down below. If you guys think this was entertaining, let me know. Maybe I can make more videos like this. This was literally me just going through the comment section on my phone, and I was just like, why not just make another video so I can get the conversation going. I feel like there's more passion if you can see me talking about the stuff versus me just typing it, because you don't really get the context of how emotional I might be or how excited I might be talking about it. So I appreciate the support. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. If you do, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, leave a like. You know, if you didn't like the video, leave some constructive criticism. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Max love.